Hi, welcome to Cloud9 Yoga. I'm Claudia and I am welcoming you to the community today from the moody Caribbean. I am hiding under the shelter as it's been raining on and off pretty much for the last 2 days. We're going to work on the subject of strength as we have started the year focusing on that, and today we're going to take care of the lower body. You won't need any props. Some of the parts of the class are very much mobility based, and they are based around Warrior 3 and strengthening the legs and some of our glutes. I hope you'll enjoy it. Hop on the mat and let's start in a hero pose, so seated on our shins. As you come to meet me on the mat, allow yourself to find a comfortable seat, preferably on your heels. If this is really uncomfortable for your knees, try and back it off, but for now just stay here. Allow the tailbone to be rooted towards the ground, hugging through the lower ribs, and perhaps close your eyes for a moment or set your gaze into the space in front of you somewhere, or perhaps right in front on the floor. And you may ask yourself, why is Claudia on the towel? I'd like to think of it more like a magic carpet, but thank you for asking. I forgot my mat. No mat, no excuse. Okay, homing into your breath, take a moment to notice if there's any unnecessary tension in your body. You know the areas that you tend to hold stress in, perhaps your legs, your glutes, your hip flexors, shoulders for sure, maybe even your jaw, your forehead. Just let that tension go. And then just to begin with repositioning drills today, we're going to move into all fours and then we're going to stack the elbows where the wrists will be. It's coming into all fours, stack the knees under the shoulders, hip distance apart, and then just lower your elbows where your palms had just been. Flip your palms up towards the sky, pressing the floor away with your elbows, pressing the floor away with your forearms. Try and let the center of your chest pull up towards the sky. Tailbone is neutral towards the back of the knees. Take a breath in through your nose. You know this by now. Open your mouth and let it all out. And as you're letting it all out, you will feel the obliques and the side body hugging in. But this isn't you doing it. This is just the exhale, picking up all of the air from there. Pause. Inhale through your nose calmly. Pushing the floor with the forearms. Exhale everything out. Keep that tailbone towards the knees. Feel those obliques. Hold on to them on the end of the exhale. Inhale through your nose. 3 more like that. Try and press some of those fingernails into the floor. Pause. Nice and silent inhale. Exhale out. If you've already done 5, just go ahead, do a 6th one. It won't do you any harm, I promise. And last one. Inhale through your nose. Come into your palms. And then nice and soft, bring the right foot in to the floor. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this way around just so you can see. I want you to put your foot as far back as you can so the heel does not lift from the floor. So if you moved it back and it's lifted, just bring it a little bit further forward. We're going to work on the dorsiflexion of the ankle. If this is something that's going to help you with balances, but also in malasana and stuff like that. However, just work with what you have, not with what you think you should be getting. All right. Foot is firmly flat on the floor. I want you to interlace your hands over that right thigh and just lean into it. And as you lean into it, lean as much as you can without lifting the heel off of the mat. So relax into this. You should feel a nice stretch through the back, also a little bit probably from the front, as you're just leaning into it, letting the gravity do the job. Fantastic. One more moment here. Really settling down, keeping the heel firmly grounded though. Now we're going to reverse it. So what I want you to do is keep the angle between the shin and the foot as close to what it is right now, but you're going to lean back and keep it lifting and keep pulling the toes lifting towards the shin. You should feel loads of stuff happening right at the front of the foot. Let's stay for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that 2 more times. So lean in, interlace, relax into this, keep the heel grounded. Really let the system know that it's all good, it's all fine, it's all safe. It will listen up. And then bring your hands by the side of the hips, and as you lift and lean back, lift the ball of the foot with you. Keep the toes pressing in towards the shin. Alright, one last time. Lean forward, relax, let yourself settle in here. Nice and easy. And then gently come back up, lift it off. Keep pulling as if you had a block or a ball in between the foot and the shin, and you really want to lift it towards each other. Fantastic. Alright, lean in. Come into all fours for a moment. We're going to stay with the right knee. So in fact, let me stay this way around. We're going to stay with the right leg for a moment. In all fours, we're going to go through a couple of rotations of the hip. If you do hip cars, this is probably quite familiar to you. The idea is that we do not compensate from anywhere else, but the right hip is the only thing that's working. So we're not doing any arching through the back. We're not moving the weight into the left hand. We're staying where we are. Bring the right heel towards the right glute. Keep the knee firmly down. Now imagine your right foot is like a tail. So we want to wag it. So let's wag it towards the space above the left shin. All right, come back to center. Inhale, take it to the outside. Try not to let the hip point up towards the armpit. Only go when there is a limitation. Exhale to the left side. Inhale to the right. One last time. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the right. Exhale, neutralize this. Fantastic. Again, without moving through the spine, stacking everything rightly above each other like scaffolding. Let's bring the right knee to chest. Don't round your back. Then take your right knee towards the right side like you're peeing on a fire hydrant. Now take that right knee towards the right hip. So when it's in line with the right hip, see if you can lift the right foot ever so slightly higher. And now keep pulling the right knee towards the left side. Try not to arch the lower back. Bring it in as close to the midline as you can and lift it slightly higher. Bring it down towards the floor. Nice, let's reverse it. Take it back. Kick the heel towards the ground. Keep it to the midline. Rotate like you're peeing on a fire hydrant. And bring it as close to the right armpit as you can. Keep it nice and high. The foot in line with the knee. Settle it down underneath you. And back behind you. Fantastic. Take a moment in child's pose. It would be good for your shoulders. Settle your elbows down. Maybe settle your forehead down. Whenever we work with strength, we need to remind ourselves that the physical aspect of it is, of course, what we visit on our mats, but it really is to support us in our daily lives mentally. Staying strong and yet open. That's the aim for the year as we begin to explore it. Fantastic. Come back to all fours and then let's start with the left side. So bring the left foot to the floor in line with the right knee and then bring it to the space that you're comfortable in. As you bring it into the floor, make sure that the left knee is touching the ground at all times. Interlace your hands over perhaps the odd thumb on top and lean in. So important physically and emotionally just to lean into what's going on. Staying strong, staying focused. Lovely. Let's take those hands behind, using them as support. Lift the toes towards the shin and bring them as close towards your shin as you can. Let's stay here for 3, 2, relax your shoulders, 1, relax into it, lean in. If you find you've got more space, just lean in more into it, keeping the heel firmly down. Lovely. Hands by the side of the hips, lean back, take your left ball of the foot with you. Keep everything close to your chest. Try not to move too far away. All right, settle it down. Whew. Last one. It's harder for me on this side for some reason. So notice, how does it feel for you? There's no judgment, no right or wrong in here. All right, lean back. Take it in with you. Squeeze for 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Take all fours. If you need to bump the hips to one side and the other. And let's start with that little waggy tail. So left heel to the left glute. As you inhale, take the left heel to the left. Try not to let the hip move. Stay nicely rooted and grounded. Left foot over the right shin. Left foot to the left in. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Fantastic. Neutralize this. As you inhale, bring that knee to chest. Try not to round the back. Squeeze it really close to you. Then take it to a peeing dog. Nice. Stick that knee in line with the hip. Lift the ankle slightly higher. You're rotating again. And then take it back behind you. Take it to the midline, as close to the midline as you can. Lifting it high. Settle it down next to the right knee. Let's try and reverse it. Take it back and behind you. Kick really high. Try not to arch the back. Open up to a peeing dog. Bring it as close to the armpit as you can, keeping the foot in line with the knee. Hug it underneath you. Try not to round the back. Release it down. And one more time, just revisit your child's pose. We won't be here for much longer. Take a breath into the side body. Perhaps press the hands a little bit firmer down to the floor. Just because we're focusing on the lower body, it doesn't mean we need to forget about our upper part. Upper part. That's the one. Lovely. From here, shift yourself into a forward fold, top of the mat or top of the towel. Alright, when you get there, bring your feet hip distance apart and settle in here. Bring the belly to your thighs. Settle yourself down, head heavy, crown of the head to the floor, chin to chest. Nice. Alright, let's visit our chair. For this though, I want you to bring your big toes and inner heels together. Soften your knees, and as you inhale, take a fierce pose or chair pose. Your tailbone is nice and neutral. As you're reaching, you're hugging in your lower ribs down towards your belly. Squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your legs. Take your hands behind you, lift your heels off of the mat. Find that balance, lean further down, bringing the belly towards the thighs. Lift the heels higher. And now from here, settle the hips back down, and we're going to find ourselves in bent knee Navasana. See if you can do this with control, settling down. Squeeze the legs together. Stay with the bent knee Navasana for today. Squeezing legs together, bringing them closer towards the chest. Reach your arms forward. Lengthen the heart. Lift the chest up. One more breath. Cross the right over the left. Lean over. Step, walk or hop. Downward facing dog first. Nice. Inhale to plank. Push the floor away, take your heels back. And then as you exhale, bring the right foot behind the right wrist. Left foot behind the left wrist. And take a Malasana. Nice. One more time, if those heels don't touch the ground, you know that's perfectly fine. Don't stress over this. Just wiggle your hips a little bit. Opening it up. Take a moment. Fantastic. We're going to shift into a forward fold. We're going to do this one more time. Bring your feet together, really together. Knees together, forward fold. And then from here, fierce pose, chair pose. Reach forward, hug your lower ribs. Take a moment in here. And then take your hands behind you, lift your heels off of the mat, power chair. Stay here, bringing the belly towards the thighs, but don't let it touch. Lower the bum and take a Navasana with bent knees, with control. Squeeze the knees together, bring your legs closer to the chest, lift the heart up to the sky. Nice. Left over the right, just to make it even. Bring the heels close to your butt, hands to the floor, step, walk or hop. Down dog. Nice. Shift forward to plank. Take a breath in here. Left foot behind the left wrist. Right foot behind the right wrist. Malasana. Take a moment in here. And then shift into a forward fold. As we build through this, we're going to explore a couple of different shapes to really get our muscles of the legs going. Fierce pose, chair pose. Nice. Exhale, Tadasana. Fantastic. If you need to check on your trousers, on your pants, make all the necessary adjustments. And let's move into a mobility part of this class. We're going to visit it a few times. So stay on the right foot, bring the left foot behind the right. Let the toes touch. Now, we're going to bring the left toes where the left heel is right now. If you find that this is hard to balance because it's kind of tightrope-like, you can always take it to the left side and make it hip distance apart. So wherever you are, that's your little kickstand. What we're going to do here is we're going to learn to hinge into the right hip. Our right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Kickstand, hardly any weight in that left foot, is just there for balance. All right, lengthen through the spine, tailbone nice and neutral, hugging through the lower ribs. Bring your hands to your hips. Nice, take a breath in here. As you exhale, take your sit bones back, come into a flat back position. Inhale, upright, press the right foot firmly to the floor. Exhale, flat back position, take your hips, sit bones back behind you. Keep that right knee straight if you can. Come back, inhale. 2 more times, exhale. Come back, inhale, lengthen through the front hip fully, and exhale, flat back position. Stay here for a moment. Press that right foot firmly to the floor and gently shift the weight into the right foot, lift the left heel off of the mat. Take a warrior 3. Keep your hands on your hips for this one. What I want you to do is we're going to bend that right knee on 3 counts. So bend a little bit, 1, bend a little bit more, 2, bend a little bit more, 3. As you inhale, straighten that front leg, that right leg. Bring the left knee to your chest. Grab hold of the left knee with your hands, squeeze it in. Keep your tailbone nice and neutral. And then release that left knee. Bring it in line with the left hip. And take the left heel to the left side, keeping the left knee solidly in front of you. Come to center. Bring the left foot into the right side. Come back to center. One more time. Let me show you from this angle. To the left. Come back. To the right. Come back. And then nice and soft. Bring that left knee in line with the right knee. Lengthen the tailbone. And then come back to that warrior 3. But this time, keep it long. Take your hands forward. Lengthen the whole spine. Soften the right knee. Exhale, step it back. Crescent. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take your heart to the sky. Exhale, frame the front foot. From here, take a deep breath in, just lengthening, pressing the right foot down. And let's come back for our chair. So bring the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, power chair. Stay here for in breath. Exhale, lower down, bum down, bend knee, Navasana. Take a moment in here. Squeeze the legs, bring them closer. Right foot over the left, cross it over, bring it close. Step, walk or hop, chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Nice. Let's take the right knee to right wrist for pigeon. It'd be nice to stretch that right glute for a moment, but take it into a proud one. So stay nice and high. Use your hands just to support you for balance more than anything. Settle your tailbone nice and long towards the ground. Press the legs into the floor. Nice. Exhale, release down, elbows to the mat, and let's take 3 breaths in our pigeon. Deep breath in, full breath out. We're going to try this one more time on the left. Well, we're going to try this on the left, and then we're going to try this one more time on the right and the left. All right, from here, take your back toes under, lift the back knee off the mat, come into your palms. Pressing the floor away, take it into a one-legged dog, right leg in the sky. And then step the right foot between the hands, or still behind the right wrist if that's what you prefer. Left foot joins. Fantastic. Halfway lift, inhale. Bring your hands to your thighs. Feel that hinge, that kind of flat back position. Exhale, soften. Inhale, Tadasana. Reach through the arms, make your hips and glutes engaged. Exhale, hands to prayer. Lovely. Shift your weight to the left side. I want you to bring your hands to your hips. Take the right foot behind the left foot. And now let's get that kickstand, so the toes to that space where the right heel is. You can take it to the right ever so slightly if you prefer. Soften the right knee, stay straight on the left knee, tailbone long. Inhale, lengthen the spine, stay upright. Exhale, sit bones go behind you, flat back position. Inhale, upright. Exhale, flat back position. I want to say we've done 4 on the previous side, but then we've been doing 3 of everything. Inhale, upright. Exhale, that's our 3rd one. Inhale, straighten, feel that hip flexor lengthening. Exhale, hinging. Take your sit bones back. Stay here. Shift the weight to that left foot. Reach that right leg back behind you. Warrior 3. Hands still on the hips. Don't let the right hip wink up. Okay, let's lower the bending the knee. On 3. On 2, go deeper. On 1, go deeper. And then inhale, straighten the leg. Warrior 3. Take your arms forward. Take a moment in here, just lengthening it out. And then bring the right knee to your chest. Hug it in with your knee, with your hands, with your knees. Take a moment here, tailbone neutral. Bring the right knee in line with the right hip. Hands to hips. Right foot to the right. Keep that hip in line. Right foot to the left, like a pendulum. Right foot to the right. Right foot to the left. Come back to center. Take a moment in here. And then nice and soft. Step it back. Warrior 3. Into crescent. Hands go up and over. Take a moment in here. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Hands to the floor. Step it back. Down dog first. Shift forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga or half chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely. Left knee comes for pigeon. Make it active. Walk your hands. Stay strong in your legs. Stay strong in your chest. Any discomfort anywhere, back it off obviously. But you know that by now, don't you? One more breath. And then nice and soft. Come into forearms. And let's take 3 to 5 breaths in here. Just allowing ourselves to settle down a little bit. We're going to come back later to a pose that's not quite pigeon, but similar enough. That will help us to strengthen the back chain of our leg. So just memorize this shape and notice the difference later on. Fantastic. Tuck your toes under. Lift the back knee off the mat. Come to the palms. Push the floor away. Step it. Oh, step it back. Downward facing dog. Nice. I know what I've forgotten. All right. From here, look forward. Step, walk or hop, top of the mat. Lovely. Halfway lift, inhale, that hinge, send the sit bones back, chest forward. Exhale, bow it down. Inhale all the way up, Tadasana. Exhale, hands to prayer. Lovely, send your weight to the right foot, kickstand the left foot behind you. Kickstand meaning hardly any weight. Tailbone is long and neutral, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge from the hips, take the sit bones back, flat back position. Inhale, come up. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale. Pressing the right foot firmly down. Rise up. Last one. Rise up. This one, we're going to come into that hinge back position. Stay here. Lift the back foot off the mat. Warrior 3. On the 3, lower. Bending the right knee. On 2, lower more. On 1, lower more. Inhale, press the foot with the right foot, rise up, warrior 3. Bring the left knee to your chest, squeeze it in for a moment. And then nice and easy, take it to line with the hip. Only once this time, inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Nice and soft, come back here. And then bring the right knee in line with the left knee in line with the right knee. And then nice and easy, bring it behind, soften the right knee. As if it is a shaft, an elevator shaft. We're going to slide that left knee outside. Let me turn perhaps this way. Outside the left shin. We're going to come to a little squat. You can use your hands for support. Nice and easy. If you can hover the left foot, hover. If not, lower it down to the floor. All right. Inhale, rise up, pressing the right foot firmly into the floor. Bring that left knee in front of you one more time. Step it down. Chair pose, inhale. Power chair, exhale. Settle it down for a boat pose with bent knees. Squeeze it in, right on top of left. Bring it in, roll over, step it back, down dog. Shift forward to plank. And from here, bring the right knee to the floor, right between the wrists. Tuck your toes under. And then settle back so that right glute touches the right heel. Take your hands to the floor in front of you and take them as far forward as you need to kind of feel the belly touching the right thigh. Now from here, untuck the left toes and just settle them down on the floor. Now you might find this quite uncomfortable, so you just bring yourself a little bit higher. What I'm trying to do is we're going to lift the left leg nice and straight, but without compensating with our back. So we put a nice little block in place here. Take your tailbone nice and long. Nice. Inhale, lift the left foot, nice left leg, nice and straight. Hold for 3, 2, 1, release. Let's try this 2 more times. Lift the left leg. Try not to compensate, shifting anywhere else. It's not going to go high. 3, 2, 1, release. If you found yourself compensating, try and do an honest job this time. Lift it off. 3, 2, 1.5, and release. Well done, everybody. Bring your hands where they came from. Tuck your left toes under. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Fantastic. From here, let's step the left foot forward, followed by the right. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Soften and bow. All the way up, inhale. Engage your quads and glutes at the top of the mat. Hands to prayer, exhale. Shift your weight to the left foot, kickstand the right foot. You know the drill by now. Lengthen from that hip flexor, so try not to hinge from the hips here. Stay nice and upright, left leg straight, right knee bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Flat back position. Inhale, lengthen. 3 more, and a third one we're holding. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, take those sit bones back. Inhale, rise up, pressing the left foot firmly to the floor. Exhale, stay. Shift the weight to the left foot. Warrior 3 with hands on the hips. We'll bend that left knee on 3. Bend it more on 2. Bend it more on 1. Push the floor away. Straighten the leg. Bring the right knee to your chest. Nice. Squeeze it in for a moment. And then bring it in line with the hip. Right foot to the right. Inhale. To the left. Exhale. Take it in line with the left knee. Nice. And then take that right knee behind the left knee. All right, we're going to do a little squat, a little dragon lunge if you like. Squeezing the inner thighs, other thighs rather, your glutes, squeezing them together. Slide that knee like an elevator. You can hover the right foot, you can keep it lifted, or you can lower it down. All right, press it down, come back up. Whew. Chair pose, inhale. Power chair, exhale. All right, bent knee navasana, lower down. Take a moment in here, squeeze in, pull back. This almost feels like rest. Left foot over the right, roll over, down dog first. Shift forward to plank. Right knee in between the wrist. Tuck the right toes under, left knee between the wrists. Tuck the left toes under. Nice. From here, settle your hips down on that left foot and take your hands forward. Nice. Untuck your back toes. Lift the back knee off the mat. Now staying in this position without arching through the lower spine, hugging through the lower ribs, lift the right foot. On the 3, 2, try not to compensate anywhere. Lower it down. All right, 2 more times. Lift it up, inhale. 2, 1, release. And 1 last time. Lift it up, inhale. 1.5. And release it down. Well done, everybody. All right, bring your hands back where they came from. Tuck the back toes under. One-legged dog, left leg in the sky. Nice. Release it down. Take your knees down to the floor and then take them as wide as the mat. Settle down in a wide-legged child's pose. Forehead to the floor. Deep breath in and out. Notice how the lower part of your body is feeling right now. Allowing the breath to visit all the places that you have mindfully moved. Notice how the pace of the class allowed you to focus on nothing else but the movement and the breath. Benefiting from the clarity, getting stronger, not just emotionally, but physically. Come back into your palms. And then swish the legs to one side, coming seated on your bum. Nice. Take your legs nice and straight in front of you. Make your sit bones really heavy. Take the left hand to the outer right knee and take the right hand behind you. Now what tends to happen is that right shoulder hoinks up towards our chin and the left shoulder drops down. Do your best to keep them in line. Squeezing the legs together, really together. Twist in your core. Deep breath in, full breath out. Come back and unravel. Take a moment in here. Let's twist the other side. Right hand, left knee, outer knee, left hand behind you. Notice the chest, the shoulders, level them out. Breath in lengthens you. Breath out twists and surrenders you in the pose a little bit more. Come back and unravel. And let's lay down for our Shavasana. Take your legs as wide as the mat, or even feet together, knees apart. For me today, it feels good to have hands, arms and cactus, so I'm going to stay here. However, I'll be extra mindful of not arching that lower back a little bit more, because that's exactly what's happening when I do that. And since I've become aware of that, I'm going to take myself out of this place and just let myself settle in a place that's good for me. Like everything in life, the more we do it, the easier it becomes. Or the more we do it, the stronger we are. Every obstacle and stress that we meet along our path is thrown at us to make us stronger, more aware, and more mindful. These things aren't happening to us to make us victims of our own decision making. These things happen to us to allow us to reevaluate, take stock, take time, change our mind, learn new facts. Being strong doesn't mean pushing with our own agendas and ideas. Being strong is understanding our own vulnerability. Letting ourselves become more humble. Because when we're strong, we're not so easily thrown off balance. We're not so easily shaken. And yet, we find it easier to adopt, alter. If you have more time to spend here, stay here a little bit longer. Otherwise, with me, just wiggle your toes, your fingers. We're introducing life to the body. Roll if you want to. Take a stretch. Take a hug. Roll onto one side of your body. Stay there for a moment. Surrender. Try not to fall asleep. And then push the floor with your upper arm and bring yourself to seated, letting the head be last to rise and the eyes to stay closed. When you come into a comfortable seat, bring your hands to prayer, bow your head down. May you grow stronger with every experience and every lesson, be it a good one or a challenging one. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed the practice, share it with others. If you didn't, share it with others as well. You never know, they might. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Namaste.